watching, if you are a person that lives in Cross Plains or in Italy, then you can go and just scroll past this video because this is probably something that you're very familiar with. But for all my city friends, we are actually taking a cow to slaughter today so we can get some beef. And you're going to get to see a little bit of that. Not the butchering part. I don't even know if they would allow that on Facebook or YouTube or whatever, but you'll get to see some of that sorting and just the trip or whatever. And I don't know how much they'll let me film at the butcher block, but it's going to be a good day. We're going to get some beef out of this cow. Hopefully it's you know, very tender meat and everything. And so we're looking forward to that. So that was relatively uneventful. We got her in pretty quick. A lot of times there's a lot of, you know, the little ones get in the wrong pen or whatever, and we got to fight them a little bit. But they're very gentle cows. We're very blessed to have cows that aren't going to be like running us over and stuff. So now we got to let these guys back out to their pasture. So I'm going to do that and then head out. But that's Dolly, the white face right there, and then Uncle Joe's bull. And then we also have some calves that were born recently, and they're, oh, what do you want? Shoot, they want more food. All right, well, we're gonna ship out here in a second. All right, so we got the cow loaded up. That was really easy. It's not always that easy. I was actually expecting to get a little bit more film out of that and a little more footage. But you know, I'll take that because we normally have to fight them a little bit more. Thankfully, we don't have very many. If we had, you know, 100 head or more or whatever, you know, like some people have, like some of my students have, that's a big ordeal to move cattle around from pasture to pasture or whatever. And so, you know, we don't have very many. We are going to be taking this cow to the butcher block in Cross Plains.
Okay, they bought it. You guys come and get me as soon as they dump me in the feedlot. Huh? Ooh, Laughter House! For the world and the shape it's in, we could all use some comedy.
It is a family-owned business that they also do wild game. I know Cross Plains is really big about deer, processing some of those wild animals and stuff like that. They also do that, but we've had this date in the books, gosh, man, I'd say maybe February, January, something like that, that we were wanting to get a cow in there. So we had to get our spot in line pretty early, and that's what I would recommend to anybody that is wanting to do this. Maybe you want to buy your own cow. Definitely want to get your kill date first before you start looking at buying a cow at the auction or whatever. You got to find a place to keep that cow until you know, decide to butcher it. So it's not just go buy a cow and then, you know, it's let its throat or whatever. The other thing I wanted to show you is a cut sheet, and so it looks like this, and it's basically a list of all the different cuts of meat that you can get from the specific animal that you're taking in. Maybe you really like ribeyes, but you don't like sirloin, so you get to mark that, you know, tell them how much you want of this, how much of that. Jody, one of her favorite meals is roasts, so she loves roasts, so we'll be sure to get plenty of those. I'm a little bit more particular to the New York strip and the ribeye steaks myself, more so than the sirloin, so we'll try to get some of those in there as well. So I grew up in Dallas. When I mean Dallas, I don't mean like the outskirts. I know there's a lot of, mid-cities or the suburbs or whatever. I'm talking about being walking distance from Love Field Airport. That was really, a big culture shock to eventually, come out to the country. Whenever I was working at some of the places I worked before, or even now in Cross Plains. Even when I lived in Irving, which is where I really, grew up from maybe 4th grade on up to high school. That was one of the most, diverse zip codes, or it isn't one of the most diverse zip codes. A lot of diversity, a lot of different ways of life that are represented there with people, coming with a lot of different cultures. And so to be out here in Cross Plains where there is really just, the agriculture culture or whatever, that's a kind of a big change. And I had to learn a lot of things that I had never, ever done. I had never hitched a trailer to a truck prior to moving out here. I couldn't tell you an Angus cow from a Hereford bull or whatever. I mean, it's just all these things were just foreign to me. It's really kind of neat, kind of a different way to learn how people do life. I know it's a hard life because I see people out in, un-air conditioned tractors, cutting hay or baling it or doing whatever in this heat that is making everybody else run inside. These things have to get done or else they don't survive, so it's a really, really admirable way to live. All right, well, this is the butcher block. We already got the cow unloaded. Trailer kind of scared me because the cow opened the middle gate, and so it looked like she was getting out, but she's fine. But she's already in good hands, and she'll be on our plates very soon.
We usually put it in the chute right here.
All right, everyone, so this is Alan. He's talking about whenever we dropped off our cow, it came down this chute. Cool. And then?
In normal, we use a 22 or a thing called a knocking gun. And the knocking gun renders them unconscious. And then as soon as you knock them, you open the door. And then you hoist them up with this. And then you hang them upside down right here. And then you wiggle them out.
So blood goes down there?
Yes, this is kind of like a blood bit.
That's odd. Usually the blood gets off at the second floor.
And then once you get all the blood out, you're going to take the head off. You have to skin around the head, cut the head off. Then once you get that done, you're going to put the calf on the cradle. And so you're going to skin out the belly.
Okay.
And then the belly, the legs. And then once you get that done, you're going to hoist them up right here upside down again. And then you're going to gut them, which you can take all the guts out and take the esophagus, the lungs, all that. And then you'll skin the back of him. And then once you get them fully skinned, you'll put them on this rail right here. You can slide them over. And then there's like a little notch right here that we use. It kind of helps spread their legs.
Yeah.
So we can split them in half in the stall.
Oh. Woo. That's good.
Yeah, you can stall them in half in like 10 seconds probably.
Wow. So it's, you probably want to stay away from that thing, huh?
Well, the blade's not on here, so you're good.
Okay.
And then once we get that processed, the inspector, she'll come and she'll look at it, make sure there's no hair, no poop or anything like that on it. And if there is, we trim it, make sure it's real clean. And then when she passes it, we'll wash it down. Then we'll put vinegar on it, which helps preserve it a little bit, like for about 2 weeks. And then we'll bring it over here. And this is the scale right here. Let's put it on here and weigh it. And then we'll put your name on it, we'll tag it, and then we'll put it in this cooler. Slide it here, put it in this cooler. And then we normally wait about 2 weeks, and we'll take it up there and start cutting on it.
Does this whole process at all sour your taste on like steak or anything like that? Does it make you not want to, see it at all? Like
No.
after you've seen the way it's done?
No, I've done it for about 12, 13 years now.
Wow.
And I haven't lost appetite for it.
Okay.
No.
All right.
And then bring it here and start cutting on it.
You guys are obviously very clean. You guys have cleaned the floors and everything.
Oh yeah, we soak everything down. And then later this evening we have a cleaning crew that comes out here and washes everything.
Okay.
And then gets it ready for the next day. The inspector will come in here and she'll look over everything, make sure it's clean. If she passes it, we can put it together and start.
I guess that's how the sausage is made, or not sausage, but whatever. If you guys want to come out to the butcher block in Cross Plains, they'll take really good care of you. Obviously, very clean, very efficient. I think our beef probably hung for about 12 days, 10 days. Is that what you want to do? Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if you have a, let's say you have a cow that weighs 1,000 pounds, roughly how much of that will actually be beef? You know, percentage-wise.
That you actually take home.
Right.
Okay, so from hoof to hanging, you typically can lose between 45-50%.
Okay.
And then that's about, there's 1,000 pounds on hoof, bring it here to be about maybe 550.
Okay.
And then by the time you get everything cut, you can lose another third of that. Up to maybe a half, depending if you want everything on hamburger.
Gotcha.
Everything, like, if you want everything boneless and stuff, you can lose up more than that.
Gotcha. Thanks, Alan, for showing us around, bringing your animals to the butcher block, and they'll take really good care of you guys. There's our beef getting packaged, loaded up. There's a couple more trays of beef.
You know what? I am going to have that third steak after all. Go ahead and put that order in now, please and thank you.